What is up, Sports-A-Delic? Once again, we are on the road. I am Reem, and you all know that's the goddamn James Carrington.
What's going on?
And to my left and to my right, I got Ghost, a.k.a. Sean. Like, don't everybody know about Sean.
Give him a government name, man.
Give him the whole thing.
And then we have La, Renzo. And these guys are Phoenix Cigars.
Smoking.
Excuse me, smoking Phoenix Cigars.
Yes, indeed.
What I want you all to do is come on over here in the studio. We're going to chop it up with these guys. They're going to tell us all about the establishment, why you should be coming here on the regular. And the humidor is impeccable. I checked it out myself, which is going to lead me to some questions. So come on over here in the studio.
You like them big, don't you?
That I do. Let me not lie. Yes, I do.
It's like that.
Stop molesting my lighter. Give it back.
Hey, we might have to call somebody on that.
Sports-A-Delics, we are here. We are going in with smoking Phoenix Cigars. Now, before we just dive deep in, because we're going to go balls deep.
That's the only way you can go.
That's a pretty good place to be.
Coming from the plumbers to my left. Those are the plumbers over here on this side. But before we, get into all of that, I want to say thank you for inviting Sports-A-Delic Cigar Series, to your establishment. We love to come on the road. We love to expose black business, and especially, when you have done it the right way. And although this is my first time, it's not my first time understanding where I was coming, because I talk to folks. I tune in, when you're doing your thing. So I know. Okay, so thank you. And we're going to have a good time. And a lot of people don't know about this Phoenix. So why don't you go ahead and break that down? Just tell the viewers.
Well, first I want to thank you for having us, for putting us on your
Yes, we appreciate it.
on your list, on your roster, to making the cut.
Sports-A-Delic!
Now, when you tell them about the Phoenix, you mean why it's called Phoenix?
Yeah,
So
tell the viewers.
So I have this love affair with the idea of the phoenix bird.
Okay.
Because the phoenix bird is an Egyptian bird that ever so often,
He's a little shy. Tell the viewers.
ever so often, the phoenix bird will shed itself. It will literally kill itself so that it can emerge brand new and more powerful. And that's the primary thing about it. It emerges more powerful than it ever was before. And esoterically, every 10 years I do that to myself. Every 10 years I refit myself, go back and start over. And so when I was getting ready to open up Phoenix Cigar Lounge, because I own a gourmet popcorn shop called Uncle Ren's Popcorn. This is a new birth. It's totally different, completely different. Has nothing to do with the previous one. And as a matter of fact, all the mistakes that I learned from the previous one, here I will not make those mistakes. Here it will be something that's a launching pad that takes me into an entirely new level of
Phoenix Hood.
Yes. And another beauty that a lot of people don't understand about the Phoenix is that it is a perfect balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. So
Which is what we are. We come from a woman and a man.
exactly. But oftentimes we get pushed, or we focus on one side or the other.
Right.
But balance is true key, because you got to have happiness and success, and you got to have balance to do that.
Now, ladies, I want to issue a warning. Now, the man has sat here and told you that he purges himself and reinvent, himself. So whatever you were getting 10 years ago, just know it's going to be bigger, stronger,
Yes, indeed.
and
Very much so.
In his mind.
faster,
I'm just saying.
because he has the technology,
It's okay to dream.
like the $6 million man.
He's not Steve Austin.
Yeah,
but
No, I am Renz.
the concept of that is a great formula to have. I mean, when you look at it from a standpoint of saying you need to evaluate yourself on a constant basis.
Exactly.
Because the things that you like at 20, you're not gonna like it at 30.
No.
The things that you like at 30, you definitely not gonna like it at 40. And the things that you allow to happen in your life, you refuse to go into your third trimester saying, I'm going to continue to keep doing this.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's a great thing to do, because when you say people need to reevaluate themselves and they need to be honest.
That's the hardest part for most people to be able to do.
Correct. Because when you look in that mirror, if I can sit here and lie to myself, God knows what you can do to anybody else.
Right.
So when you sit back and you look in that mirror, you say, what type of person am I? What do I want to be? What do I want to achieve? You have to be able to say, hey, and you got to be honest.
Yeah. Now that's the hardest thing for most people to do, because most people lie to themselves constantly as to who they really are.
Correct.
They'll tell you something, or they'll pretty much be saying what they wish that they were.
Correct.
Or they hope that they were.
Correct.
And they find themselves in wanting all the time, which means they're always going to be in lack.
Correct.
But
I'll agree.
to truly know who you are, then you can truly establish what your desires are, because your desires is something that you're moving towards and to become. And most people can't be honest enough to say where their failures are, where they have lack, and what they need, and then what they need to do to improve, because most people got to have like a huge traumatic event in their life in order to
gotta
change
be
their
catastrophic.
life.
Yeah.
But just to change it, because you just have a desire to be better. And that's the difference between having a desire and having a want.
Yeah.
So
It's
most people
great.
can't be that honest.
Yeah. And,
But
and
you know
being
what the
able to ask for
reward-
help too.
But you know what the reward is? These conversations really will only be had when this is going on.
Correct.
Now tell me I'm wrong.
Indeed.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are.
Am I
You are
wrong?
not lying.
And so why don't you take time out to tell us about your establishment and your humidor? Because I was tuning in to the Smoking Phoenix. I was smoking, and I agree with you. Let me say that first. People want to come in your establishment. They want to have 950 cigars in their goddamn humidor. They want to bring their bubbly. They want to suck up the damn March Madness tournaments.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Take up all
God
your
forbid, go in a damn humidor. Because all of this,
And pick the cheapest stick in there.
but all of this has a price attached, to it. And it's a shame that, you have to say, hey, look, you got to. But I know that that's not true. It's more so true here in Atlanta. Because I've been to about 12, 13 different states. I've smoked cigars in and out of this country.
Okay.
And this is some Atlanta bullshit. I'm just being honest.
What's-
You all know stats and facts.
Half of those people are not from here, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying it's an Atlanta thing. And
What's the Atlanta thing?
You know how I feel about being interrupted.
Okay.
You, out of all people, know.
Yeah.
See, because when people are interrupting, they're not letting you finish the point, because when I get finished speaking, they're going to agree with me.
Oh, maybe.
When I say Atlanta thing, we're talking about people. And people, like anything else, they want to, goes back to what you were saying earlier. They're not real with themselves. So they have the potential 99% of the time to just try to blend in or fit in and do what everybody else is doing. It's a fad. Since they're smoking a Padron, I'm going to smoke a Padron. They never have in their life. but everybody's doing it, so I want to look like everybody else. And what ends up happening is they go in there, they see the price tag, and then they like, oh, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and hit my own personal humidor.
Right.
I'm gonna hit my own personal humidor, which is a disservice to the business. And I have seen that more often than not, in the Atlanta, sector. And I think sometimes the business owner spoils the customer from day one. They don't train them to hit the humidor from day one. They don't.
That doesn't happen here.
No, I understand, but you understand what I'm saying.
But I understand what you're saying.
And then their businesses fail. Now I'm gonna tell you my pet peeve.
Okay.
Now I have a pet peeve. I want to cater, to whatever
Your business.
establishment I walk into. But if you have not properly put some goddamn cigars in the humidor, you can't just force me into these 3 or 4 boxes that you have, because this is all about mood. This is all about what you have the taste for, the zone that you're trying to get in. And then you go in there, there's 4 or 5 boxes, particularly of sticks, in some cases you've never even heard of, and they're overpriced. Now you want me to take a $25, $30 experiment, because I want, and I tell them up front, look, what is this that you have here? Like, I want to, but I'm not just going to, to do this. So you have to do your part as an owner and stock your humidor. Like, this humidor here, it's impossible for someone not to be able to find something to smoke.
Right.
All right.
We all have gone there.
Yeah.
We all have been there where it's like, I don't want to just smoke, because some of us are uncomfortable if we're just blasting off and we haven't catered to the business, right? But damn, so that's the flip side for me, because I'm going to tell you as a customer, look, if you want me to come here again, I'm going to call you, at least when you have 10 boxes. But I'm going to ask you over the phone, what 10 boxes you have,
Right.
because I'm just not driving, for this nonsense. That's just how I feel about it, guys.
But let me interject right quick. I think that the first thing that we have to say, and I understand exactly what you're saying, but I think that when you look at per capita, how many cigar shops, that brick and mortars that are actually here in Metro, this is probably one of the largest, if not the largest market, because of per capita, how many stores that you have. When you go to some of your other spots, they're going to be few and far between, so they're going to already know the culture of how you got to act. I think the first thing that we have to understand is that, what are we? Are we a cigar spot, or are we a cigar lounge? And I think that once we identify those two different terms, you'll be able to say, okay, hey, I know what I can and what I can't do, what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. And I think that, well, the first time that I came in here was a night ago, and you guys had it laid out.
Right.
I mean, we had the wine taster and that. I mean, I was like, wow. And some just said, let me just stop by this spot, because I done came through here a lot, and I said, well, man, they're there. It seems like they, a bunch of people that are having a good time. I'm going to try it, and I was impressed. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been a lot of different spots. We know each other from where? Back up at
Back in the day, yeah.
So you come across those type of situations, and I like what you guys are doing. I like how you're moving with it, because everything here is just very classy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And when you pay attention to the detail, it makes a person come in and say, wow.
Yeah, he's serious about it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But tell us about your establishment, what went into it, the premise. We know the premise behind it.
Right. Well, 2018 is when I actually decided that I was going to open a cigar lounge. Much to the chagrin of certain people. We're not going to name names, but I know that if I decide to do something, that's what's going to be. There's no left or right to it. It's directly in front of me. So, I started, just kind of, I've been smoking cigars since I was 23, but I was just smoking cigars. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't understand notes. I didn't understand even the construction of a cigar. I literally said I was going to open a cigar lounge without having any of the real knowledge of cigars. That was the chagrin of other people. Mm-hmm. But over the course of, these last, 4 years, a 4-year time frame, 4.5 years, I started researching, started learning a lot, started going around to other cigar lounges, started talking to, a lot of the owners. Some of them were great, and they, fed me information beyond what they would normally do. Mm-hmm. And so then when I saw the opportunity to open in this plaza, because knowing that there was a huge gap of a lounge, it's a high per capita of tobacco, whether it's a tobacco store or a lounge or a bar. Because I separate them between those three.
Correct.
You got your cigar bars, which is the club environment, which is where those people built that habit of just wanting to walk in and
exactly
smoke without going to the humidor. But then there's the lounge where you make your money off sticks. It's about the stick.
Exactly.
It's about the vibe. It's about the environment. Correct. So I was adamant about, I wanted to have that environment where people can come in and we can have grown folks conversation. The music is loud enough but quiet enough that it's background. Gotcha. That we're not it's overly event oriented, that it's an everyday, this is a space that we can just come in and just have a good time, great conversation. So we made sure the seating was set up that way. Well, originally we've changed the seating a couple times because the customer, and I hate calling them customers, the clients,
Right.
exactly
started changing the furniture dang near every time they came. So we just said, let's just get some more furniture,
Just leave it like it
and
is.
organize it like this, so that, because I kept calling this one section the conclave, because in the conclave is where them conversations happen.
Right.
yeah
But then you had sections where people didn't have to be a part of it. Exactly. But it seemed like those people ended up being part of it.
Yeah,
So
they
we were
wanted
just
to
like,
be, yeah.
let's just
started
go
trying to
ahead and
choose
make the
one.
whole thing
Yeah.
that. And then the interesting thing about the humidor. Now, I told Ghost when we first opened, I said, we're going to build a humidor, But right now, I don't have build a humidor money. I got 19 boxes and some shelves money.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a construction guy. I put those shelves up, put them 19 boxes up on opening
I'm in the
day,
game.
and they all fail. Hit the floor. And I called Ghost. Hey, I don't care what you're doing. You got to come put these shelves up.
Right.
So Ghost came over, we put the shelves up. We started out with 19 boxes, but even with those 19 boxes, and Ghost helped me select the cigars as well, we made sure that we were covering everybody's palate even within those 19.
yeah
Exactly.
So that you still have that, you can come in here, may not have the brand you smoke, but I definitely got the palate. So
Yeah.
if you were a sophisticated cigar smoker, then I had the palate. And then I didn't have the money, if I would have taken the money to build the humidor out initially like that, I wouldn't have had working capital.
Right. And that's
So
important.
it was important. And that allowed me to be able to start with 19 boxes. Every cigar that was sold, bought box 20, 21, 22, 23. Next thing you know, it's not even a month later and we got 50 boxes.
yeah
And then it's not even a month later and we got 100 boxes.
Right.
And then at that point, I was like, all right, Ghost, build the humidor.
Right.
So we went through the process building the humidor, because at that point also I knew that as soon as he finished building it, we're going to jump up to 170 boxes. And then now we're currently up to 200 boxes.
Right.
So it was-
Amen.
And now I'm mad because I want the humidor to go all the way over to the wall now, so we can add some more.
Right.
Because the long-term vision is that, you shouldn't have to go anywhere else to buy buy a cigar, because I got your
I
smoke.
agree
And
man.
as far as, I've traveled around, especially over the last 5 years, going to different cigar lounges, and I'm going to agree with you. I didn't contemplate it as deeply until you was speaking, but in every instance, I've never seen where they had to, upon walking in the door, somebody said you have to buy at least one stick or pay a cut fee. Now, I refuse to do a cut fee.
Right.
I'm interested in moving sticks.
yeah
Right.
So I haven't seen that. Atlanta is the only place I've seen. Matter of fact, it happened last night. And when I woke up this morning, I'm scrolling on Facebook, I saw a conversation, and one couple of people was like, I don't like going places where they have a mandatory stick fee. Or I'm like, well, how do you expect the place to stay open?
Right.
You gotta understand the business aspect of it.
But I make sure that I train the people in how they're going to function in here, because it's their house, but it's my rules.
Amen.
So gentleman comes in, I explained it to him. He didn't quite get it. He sits down, because I don't even like when they sit down first. He sits down. I say, hey, excuse me, sir. We like to handle all the business right, up front. So you want to go get your cigar, and he pulls it back. Oh, I brought my own to smoke. Once again, you have to buy a stick in order to sit.
Yeah.
And he was cool, he was like, I didn't understand it. He went up and got it. Now, I've had another occasion where a dude told the guy that, I'm going to go outside and get my wallet. And he disappeared because he felt offended, because he told me he only wanted to come here to watch the game. But, I'm one of those people. If I had some folks in here and they were saying that they didn't want to buy a stick, I turn off all the lights, air conditioning, everything, and be like, this is what happens if you don't buy a stick.
Well, I mean, can we go into Publix? Can we go into Publix, and because we have a pack of gum already in our pocket, just say, well, look, I have my gum here, and I'm just going to walk around the store and chew my gum. Because, at a certain point, if you're not buying anything, by law, that's called loitering.
Right.
That's called loitering. Because you have to have some kind of real intended, purpose. Where can you go and suck up, the air conditioning or the heat and everything, and
electricity,
nowhere.
TV.
I'm going into Burger King with McDonald's bag.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here and eat.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't. And I think that what happens is that people don't understand this culture in regards to. You never should have to ask a person to do that. They should automatically know. If you come into someone's establishment, support the establishment.
Right. And let me clarify. It is not just because I know oftentimes people say, well, that's black people. No, it's white people too.
Yeah.
Because they do it as well.
Right. It's not a race thing. It's a personal, individual character flaw.
Which really makes me think it's an Atlanta mode. It's a mode that's here in Atlanta because.
It's like I said, it's an Atlanta thing. It's just, I don't know
yesterday
why
I wouldn't agree with you, but I'm going to agree with you today.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I see what you're saying. But I think the theme of it is that because Atlanta is such a party city,
Right.
everybody is looking for the next spot
Yeah.
to party.
And there's so many cigar bars.
Exactly.
Like even the places I've been to in other cities where they have a bar, the scene, the vibe is still mellow.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but Atlanta's though, it's like we got to have a party, and people, and this is one thing that we discussed before we even opened, is the fact that I never want to become a cigar bar. We're never going to be a bar. It will always be about the stick, because when it becomes, it's just and I know me, I will focus on money. Don't laugh. But if I see that majority of my money is coming from alcohol sales, and that's where the bigger profit margins are, and I know that, I already know it, then I know my focus is going to turn there, and then I won't care about the sticks as much.
Yes, you will. 'Cause I will.
Well,
Yeah, because you have a part.
gotta have him, yes.
Right.
But oftentimes than not, you go to a cigar bar, they really don't have a great inventory. They don't have a great humidor, because they're focusing on where their margin is, and which is the bar, the alcohol, and then they got to have a party in order to maintain that. I don't like. That's not the environment we want to create. I need grown folks coming in here, networking, getting to know people, making new friends, having those conversations that you can't necessarily have in in other places. Like we've had some. Let me put it this way. We've had some men's health conversations that I know that them guys who was in the room, and we've had it multiple times, they have never been felt free to have that conversation before.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The biggest thing that I do 99% of the time, if I'm doing an interview on Sports-A-Delic, you will see that it's with a man. Especially a black man. There's not really a platform for black men. And I'll be the first one to say it. Women do not listen. Now, I'm retired. My profession is a counselor. They don't listen. Okay, they do not listen. Most men lay out a blueprint,
Yeah.
which is a very simple one at that.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about on one of the shows the 3 F's.
Yeah.
You know, feed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My dad told
because
me
my mom, dad may be watching. Feed, boop, and be his friend.
I say mine was different. She said the 3 L's. Mine was feed me, beep, and let me have the remote.
Well, that's being a friend.
Yeah.
That's
For that time, yeah.
Being,
just
being
let
a
me
friend.
Yeah, let me do,
As a friend,
Yeah.
you don't nag your friend.
Yeah.
You don't antagonize. You make a read. He just walked in the door. Ask him how his day is. You already know he smokes. You know what the hell he smokes. And start with your dinner. Let him decompress.
Yes.
Because the black man, only God knows what has happened throughout the course of your day. And a lot of women are just me, I. And most men, if they do cheat, I know men that have cheated for macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese.
10-piece
Because he
liver
said,
pepper
because he said,
going down.
he said because,
I got it.
I asked my lady to make macaroni and cheese, and she presents like, whereas Mrs. X over here, she tells you, hey, you ain't got anything going on. I'm throwing some stuff on the grill. I'm gonna have that macaroni and cheese, and he's like, you know what? He's not thinking about the cheat. He's just thinking about
The cheese.
and she's glad
Glad
to
to
do
make
it. She's glad to do it for him. He feels special.
It doesn't come with any emotional baggage.
Right.
Right.
And then, next thing you know, the cheese turns into putting peanut butter in somebody's chocolate. But it was never intended that way. It just starts out because men have a need. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm the woman, so I've put this to the test. Men have a need to just be appreciated.
Yes.
Fact.
Just be appreciated. And there's a million ways that you can show your appreciation.
I will attest to that.
Because if you can't want all of these things and he's in the house, he has to go out and create money, resources to provide you with those things. And then you want to get on Facebook and post about the fact that, my man is not here. And because I put out a post, I said, hey, fellas, please tell me that the ladies took care of you guys on March the 14th. And everybody's like, what the hell is March the 14th?
Yeah.
Well, February the 14th, you know what that is, right?
My birthday.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, March the 14th, look it up. It's March the 14th is steak and blowjob day.
Well, I'll be
So
there.
if the man,
I saw that, but I thought that was a joke.
no, it's a real thing. So if the man has taken care of you, ladies, on the 14th, well, 30 days later,
Rain check.
and then the sad,
I've been missing out for 50 years.
Put that on my calendar.
but the sad thing is,
I'm gonna do a 6-month alert.
the sad thing is the men that were responding, it was so sad, it was heartbreaking. If I get a steak, it's gonna be because I went and got it and I cooked it.
Yeah.
And that other thing, no.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, James, he's not about.
Yeah, we
James
not.
wants you to dive in.
God.
Now, but Ghost, extremely. I don't know how much of his work that you've seen. He doesn't know the depths of his talent. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, he don't.
He don't.
He on my nerves.
And he made this beautiful bar.
Talk to me
One of my
like I'm
best
there.
friends from school. Beautiful, bar. And but he's meticulous, and that's what you want out of a craftsman.
Yeah.
You don't want some shit all uneven and shot the hell out or whatever. And when you say your vision is, I don't have humidor money, but I know,
You got the expertise.
Yeah.
and that's where we as African Americans don't ever want to do business, because I know how much that size humidor would cost.
Yeah.
And I know
Well, yeah, I know.
And I know what type of inventory
and
that
then,
you
and
gotta
then
put
depending
in.
I
on,
watched that bank account go down.
and then depending on,
It wasn't that bad.
the builder who's building it, it might be even more just based on their craft in terms of how meticulous they are.
Correct.
So I'm glad that you guys, so Ghost, why don't you share with us, your role in the business, and then I have a couple other questions.
To get on his nerves. Basically,
And he is an expert.
that's what I do.
Expert.
Wait, let's take time. This is very important. I'm enjoying one of the best ever, as far as I'm concerned. This is Don
Don
Carlos,
Carlos.
and this is Arturo Fuentes.
I'm
What do you-
smoking the cigar veteran, Lee James.
What do you have in your mouth?
I got.
I knew it was coming.
I knew it was bad.
Okay.
I'm smoking the clip. I mean the. This is the My Father Le Bijou 1922.
All right.
And of course, I went with the basing, the Amazon basing. I mean, great cigar.
Yep. Only got about 4 of them left until next January.
Hey.
That's
And
why I
he
grabbed
might
it.
be one of the few places that even have some at all.
Some at all,
So
correct.
come on over here to Smoking Phoenix. He has 4 left. And we're going to be fair. We're not going to let one person come in here and get all 4.
I might take it.
Okay. But share with us, please.
No, my role is to be a balance to him. No, seriously, we're on the opposite side of the spectrum. He wants to go 100 miles an hour. I have to pull him back sometimes just to slow down, which is
He's a Phoenix.
right, and it's a good thing. Doing inventory, just making sure that everyone comes in, has a great experience when they step through the doors. Also enforcing our rules and regulations, because if you don't, people have that tendency to just take over, and then it snowballs. So whose fault is it? It's really yours because you allowed it to happen.
Correct.
So we don't allow
Spoil 'em, train 'em.
we don't allow that to happen, and just making sure that everyone has a great time, when they come in.
And that's what it should be about. It's an experience. Like I said, when the first time that I came in, that was an experience because first of all, I wasn't even looking for it. And then for it to be offered, and I was like, and he very courteous when he said, "Hey, remember, this is how it's going down." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Yeah, I'll participate in it." And I was only trying to come in and maybe smoke a cigar. I sit here and talk to a couple people, and it was a wonderful experience, man. And I just want to appreciate and tell you thank you for that because
I appreciate you coming.
You don't come into a lot of spots and you get that type of feeling. You walk into some spots and everybody looking at you like, "Who are you? Why are you here? Why are you even wasting my time?" And you're like, "Okay, all right." And then you come into some spots, it's too much going on. So it's good to find a spot that you can go to, have good conversation, and great choice of cigars, and sit back and just do grown folk shit.
Well, I've had people call me, want me to come out to the establishment to, do a, video like what we're doing. And they didn't even offer me a stick.
Really?
But I'm like you. The lights went off. I just unplugged and started twisting, my shit up. It's like, hey, what you doing? I said, we're clearly not on the same page, here. Because what I do understand about business, because I'm also part of a network. So this doesn't just go out on my YouTube channel.
Correct.
And it might be 3 weeks from now, but you might have 5 or 6 people that say they seen the video and they come through. It's business. It's still a part of marketing, But and I don't come in asking for anything. But once you let me know where you're coming from, then it's an easy decision. In an argument, I'm just like, no, what's the problem? Like, we really need to get this video done. And I said, well, you can get it done with somebody else. You know, I'm done, I'm finished, you know, because my goodness, you know I do a cigar series, and you don't even want to offer me, you know, a cigar. Oh no, you can get it. Oh no, you can get a cigar. You know, Rick Rodriguez. You know, he's over the top. You know, but he sent me a nice cigar gift. Sean Williams.
Yeah.
You know they.
You didn't bring it?
You know, people. You know, no, I didn't. I didn't want to disrespect your establishment by bringing in, bringing in product.
Don't say Sean Williams.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, but teamwork always makes the dream
Right.
work. You know, from that standpoint. While we're finishing up, what I want to do is have you guys tell us and tell the viewers, what do you like most about the Leaf Life?
You go first.
Wow.
Oh, you left out one of your responsibilities, though.
I'm sorry.
He's also the chief officer of construction,
Oh, yeah, that part.
Okay.
the cop for short.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. That is important.
Oh yeah, something breaking here. If I gotta fix it,
Yeah.
it might
Well, we
break.
know-
It's gonna be broken when I'm done with it.
Well, you explained to us how
Worse
to
than what
get
it was. So.
Yeah, yeah.
and that's good. Leave it alone. Let the experts do it.
It's the ability to meet new people that you wouldn't normally meet in other environments. Doctors, lawyers, the construction worker, the nurse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things of that nature. This right here brings people together,
Correct. It does.
you know, and it puts them on an even playing field, you know, and then also just the networking in general, because half the time you don't know what someone does, you know, for a living.
Yeah.
This right here,
Brings it together.
next thing you know, there's a connection, you know, for business or even personal that they normally wouldn't have had.
Correct.
You know, so it's like, hey man, I'm finna call my man up. I'm finna go to Smoking Phoenix, you know, and that's how we met. And now this becomes their destination.
Correct. And that's exactly how it does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the that's the greatest thing for me as far as what you know Cigars has done over the years, especially. That's how.
That's how I met you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, just as there's complexity within a cigar, that answer has its own complexities to it.
Who wants to get all
So-
philosophical?
It is the networking and meeting people and being able to do business, but it's also, you know, it's the bouginess of it. You know, even though I know you could be in your house coat with some slippers on, there are those like it got the fedoras, it got the the suits and the dresses and the heels, so it has that level of it's not a cigarette. You know what I mean? This
Yeah, it
is
can't
a
be
more
sexy. You just can't be sexy with
It's
it.
refined, and then you pair it with food, and you pair it with liquor and wine. So it's that whole refined lifestyle, aspect of it as well. And then that business side of me, them damn margins,
It's all about the margins.
right? And then the last part is the comfort and the simplicity of it all. This is so simple. A popcorn shop got too many moving parts.
Yeah.
This is very simple. And when I was in Chattanooga, I went to this man's cigar lounge. This dude had to be about, his employee was like 80, 90 years old, which let me know that if I wanted to, I could do this while I'm 80, 90 years old.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that, it's not labor intensive.
Correct.
So it has that part about it. So
I don't know if you feel that same way. It might be more labor intensive.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
oh yeah, that's different.
But one more thing for me, and this is just goes with us as being partners in this, is knowing your role, not stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah.
Whether it's Jordan, whether it's Pippen, you got the ring, and that's what's important at the end of the day, and just playing your part, because at the end of the day you get all that's coming to you in the end with all the success, and not trying to be well, I'm jostling for position type thing that you see a lot of people do.
Cut yourself short.
Ruins a lot of business.
When it becomes, too many chiefs and not enough Indians, and everybody want to make a decision, but ain't nobody actually doing,
Exactly.
what they should be doing to make it happen.
Correct.
So that's a good thing for us as well.
Yeah. Team.
Now,
It's a great team.
what is it that you appreciate about the Leaf life?
Me, I think Ghost hit it right on the head. I mean, it's something that I saw a long time ago. I've been around cigars for a very long time. So I think that the one thing that intrigued me was the networking. The ability to see that the guys that go out and make 70% of the deals on the golf course, where they're going to go when they get from playing golf. They're going to come in and they're going to enjoy a cigar. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be able to sit back and have a conversation about the complexities of that cigar. And they're going to be able to have, just like Ghost said, hey, listen, hey, man, my pipes bust at the house, man. Hey, I know someone that does that.
I know, go.
And that's that connect. But that's exactly how that is.
Right.
And that's the part in the process that I love, because I've done some things with being around the cigar industry that it would have been really difficult to do outside. But I was so glad that I was able to meet that person, and then I can get information from that person, or they can get information from me. Mm-hmm. And you just give that information out, and it's like, okay, because what I'm looking at is that I want to see you succeed. I want to see you strive, and anything that I can do to help, that's what I'm going to do. And so when I say I come in and, hey, I go to a lot of different shops. You see a lot of different environments. You got to find a shop that's comfortable for you. Some people might want that type of life or that type of feeling. That's fine. But you got to know, like you said, stay in your lane, know where you are. And that's what I love about it, because I can go into any different shop all over the city, regardless of is this color, that color, whatever the situation may be. And I can sit down and I can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to tell you what I like. I like, as a woman, that I can open my mouth
Damn it.
wide, that I can open my mouth wide in public and enjoy what I'm doing and not be judged.
Right.
Girl, go on, do what you do.
I mean, you being judged is just a different kind of judgment.
I have a customer over here that's trying to control.
It's a judgment with a smile.
Right.
Y'all are just hearing what I hear all the time.
Oh,
No. He done heard more than you.
I've heard it a whole lot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you like the 60 ring gauge, the 70?
it depends. It depends on my, Remember, if you've seen the video, I took down
that 80
the Woody.
ring gauge floating around.
I took down
there.
the Woody, the 21 by 100.
Oh.
The Woody.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did. I took it down.
The name,
Woody. What was it?
But we had a
started
debate.
on the porch.
Yeah, I started on the porch and ended up. I ended up in Chattanooga.
She's adventurous. She's adventurous. She started on the porch with Woody.
But
ended up in a whole different state.
but James and I, we had this debate because I just said, "So what are you going to enjoy in your mouth?" And he's like, and I said, "Okay, are you going to put it somewhere else? Where are you going to put it? It's going in your mouth, right?"
Yes.
But he said, I just don't like the way you be saying
Yeah. Nah, you can't say that like that.
No, I disagree. Because depending on what we're talking about, if I say, put this in your mouth, it's a whole different, reaction. So let's not. Please, let's not.
It's a stick.
But you have this uncanny
Because it's a stick.
to make it
cigar.
work
Yeah,
for her in
Yeah.
any situation.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying what you just put in your mouth?
No.
Hey, Sports-A-Delic, pay close attention. We're going to have Lorenzo. He's going to tell you all about his handles, how you can get at him on social media. He's going to give you the address, and we want you guys to come over to support the business. It's sexy, it's masculine, it's feminine, because he likes balance in his mouth.
See? That part right there. That's all I'm saying.
And you don't know these people. they will come in here and make sure
That you got some in your mouth?
Yeah.
and express it.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what you want.
Not some of these people. Not some of these regulars.
Well, I mean,
jokes were never-
there's clearly a customer over there. He keeps putting something in his mouth.
See, even he had to drop it. He had to drop it. Ah, damn. I was enjoying this.
I'm not
night.
judging. I am not judging. I just watch it go in your mouth and come out.
See that part? That-
So
yes, please.
we are smoking Phoenix Cigar Lounge at 5385 Five Forks Trickham Road in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Okay.
We open every day at noon. We close at 10-ish, Sunday through Wednesday, midnight-ish, especially last night,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's it.
Now you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Smoking Phoenix MTP. And the MTP stands for Mountain Park. The subset neighborhood here is Mountain Park.
Okay.
And the reason why I mentioned that is because unlike the tortoise over here, the hare says we about to open up some more lounges, and they'll be Smoking Phoenix, whatever
I
that
never
subset
said
is.
we couldn't.
No.
So don't act like I'm against it.
I'm not against it. I'm just
You
saying.
know, but here on Sports-A-Delic, we do not allow.
I'm gonna open 50 11 of them.
I like that. 50 11 of them.
I want to say thank you again for the invite. Thank you for taking time out. Sports-A-Delic is on the road. Make sure you visit Smoking Phoenix, because the Phoenix rise from the ashes.
Yeah.
And always like, subscribe, and share Sports-A-Delic. Any closing marks?
Yes. I like the fact that this is go back to the first part of your thing, and I really wanted to get to it first. The Phoenix is actually the status of the city of Atlanta, and a lot of people don't know that. Atlanta burnt to the ground,
Burnt that
and
shit
it rose back up to where it is now,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes right along with that. And I thought, marketing wise, man, that was brilliant.
Thank you.
Did anybody tell the Falcons that they were supposed to rise up too?
Why we gotta go there? Why we gotta go there?
You want to mention old shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be like me sitting here saying that, Clemson need to rise back up.
Well,
they
we
need to get their
Wait,
claws
see,
back.
Bingo.
I'm not anything like
Right
you.
now they're-
I'm not
they're
anything
cool.
like you. I'm not anything like these cats you see around here. We won 6 ACC championships in a
That's
row.
old.
And
what about you know how it is?
Excuse,
What about
don't
now?
interrupt. You can have your platform. See,
What
I
have
ain't
you
got to
done for me
interrupt.
lately?
I ain't got to interrupt. I ain't got to interrupt. You can have your
What
platform.
about now?
The bottom line is 2016, 2018, and 2018 was sweeter because everybody's like, oh, you won 2016, you're not going to win again. And then depending on who you are and how much you run your mouth, I'm going to say something like, who did you play for? Because I'm fourth all time in 3-pointers. I'm not a fan. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
You got a big back now, tiny violin.
I mean, those are facts and stats.
It's all right. It's basketball season.
Facts and stats.
Hawks.
And I like the point guard.
Trey.
Trey Young.
Yeah, I like basketball players as a basketball player. I like different players. In football, my team has been terrible for 30 years.
But you still have faith in them.
In counting.
No, I understand. When it's your team, it's your team.
Right. The only thing I can say is clearly, with this trashy shit that Daniel Snyder's doing, it's about loyalty and commitment. It cannot be about. But we do have football tradition. We got 5 of them.
How about them commanders?
Them commanders.
Right.
And we're not commanding shit right now. I'll tell you that.
Cobra Command.
But again, Sports-A-Delic, only in the cigar lounge you get this. And I'm asking one last question before we get out of here. March Madness, who you got winning it all?
I think Duke is going to do it.
He has Duke. Who do you got?
Nope.
I I don't watch college
I was
basketball.
about to say.
So I'd be
Money.
lying to name any team. I
about
don't
to-
even know who's still in it.
Money
Other than
gonna win.
Duke because they played last
You
night.
saw Duke win last night.
Right. That's the only reason why I know. So I like whoever wins because it brings people.
Right.
So
Great example.
money.
Money.
And fun.
Yeah.
And fun.
But
It was interesting watching them jokers like come out their skin, and I'm sitting up here like, ain't none of y'all getting paid.
exactly.
But y'all paying me, so I'm
Right.
good.
I'm gonna go.
We're happy.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
we're
with
happy.
North Carolina, and the reason why I'm going with North Carolina is because they bigs play big.
Yeah, they do.
They play big,
Yeah, they do.
but I know with Duke, Coach K retiring, and we all know Duke. If it comes down to a close call,
The fix is in.
You can forget
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go out there and beat the brakes off of them and get
Yeah.
that over with.
But I feel they're going to play harder than they normally play for that
For
reason,
that purpose.
that he's leaving. And it's like we want to take him out with a bang. You know, let him go out on top like that. So they're going to give everything they got to make that happen for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
It's fixed. Sports is a business.
We could talk about a lot of games that was fixed. So
Yeah,
let's
sports is a business.
not go there.
You know, if I was running the league, I'm gonna do what's best for the league, and if that means Coach K get to go out with his flowers, and that'll enhance my league, the man about to get his flowers.
Well, no, for that it's not, because people are tired of. I mean, tired of him getting these cheap ass calls. Like they got to call it on both ends of the floor the same way.
Well, I feel that way about the Euro step.
You know.
I can't stand that.
It's still traveling.
I wouldn't be able to do it because it would throw me off because I'm
Stop.
old school.
Yeah, that's almost like a triple jump.
You know, I was just about to go there. See, in high school and college, I triple jumped, right? So when I played basketball, that was something I just did and got called
Hell
for
no.
traveling
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
And then when I started
Indy-
seeing it, I'm like, how is this legal now?
I mean, come
You
on,
start at
come on,
3-point
Phoenix.
line.
Phoenix, you can't. Yeah, you can't just be lunging in the air like Rumpelstiltskin. They're gonna call that, man.
Yeah, but you know, as a triple jumper, that's just what I did.
So you think
Yeah.
you can triple jump your way to the hole?
Yeah. If I only
Ladies
took-
and ladies and gentlemen,
now I
Now
can.
you can.
And change
Like-
directions in it.
ladies and gentlemen,
Exactly.
ladies and gentlemen, he said he triple jumped.
Yeah.
He understood that basketball wasn't going to fly.
Yeah.
You know, let the Phoenix rise. Thank you guys for tuning in.